Boys, today we're having a little bit of a surprise because I did not plan to make this video one bit, but when opportunities come, so do I. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what the hell is going on right now, basically this guy right here, the man, the myth, the legend, ROZE, has reacted to my reaction video about his Guild Wars 2 video, which is the most popular video on his main channel. Now, somebody just told me about it a few minutes ago, so I immediately turned on my OBS and started recording because I wanted to make this reaction video and experience this for the first time with you guys. I have absolutely no idea what he's going to say about me, for better or worse. I think this is going to be a very fun video to make, so I'm just gonna do it. Now, regardless, I think that this guy right here is one of the most unappreciated content creators on this platform. I think we need more of him and his humor, but I'm gonna expand on that probably later. So for now, let's just hear what he has to say about me.
We're gonna see what this man has to say. Let's see if he gets mad. I want to see if he gets butt-fucking mad.
Hell no.
I have no idea who this is. I have no clue who GeneralApple is. Never heard of the guy.
Yeah, nobody does. That's the greatest thing ever. I mean, I'm getting to build my channel from scratch. And it's so funny because he reacted to my video 12 days ago. And I had 1K, I had like 178K subs. And now I'm way closer to 2K. I believe that I'm 1 or 2 subscribers away from hitting 2K. Which just goes to show how fast we made this channel grow together. It's crazy. I couldn't be more grateful to you guys. Honestly, like, it's just been amazing. I'm so glad that me trying to actually become a better content creator kind of works out. You know, I still try to stay unfiltered and I'm still trying to give out my honest opinion, but I'm gonna do this in the best way possible because I want to make sure that I come off as clear. I know my English isn't the best, but I'm working on it constantly.
I would assume, based on what I'm seeing,
yes?
the Shure SM7B mic, he's got a good job.
Hell no. What?
He's got a decent apartment. He keeps it...
Dude, you got this so wrong. I'm dirt poor. It's so crazy. By the way, I know I haven't spoken about this, but if you paid attention, I literally have no lighting. This is like the regular lamp inside of my room. This is not an apartment, Chief. Like, this is literally my room. I live with my parents. It's just reality, right? I don't have any money. I'm banking everything on becoming the best content creator out there. And I don't want to have thousands of followers. I want to have millions of subscribers. And not because of greed or because of money. I couldn't give less of a fuck about that. I genuinely just want to have one big family that I can, you know, I really want to have a huge community that I can share memes with, if it makes sense. That's all I really want. It's just fun. I don't really care about the gold, like the gold, right? The doubloons. I really couldn't care less. But, you know, one day, you know, one brick at a time.
Clean. But I think that's
And yeah, I can't afford like regular lighting. It's just a damn shame. It's really expensive, by the way. I wanted to say that, I kind of forgot. It's really expensive.
a misdirect. This guy, to me, looks like he's a World of Warcraft player. And if you saw the rest of his room, there's just a bunch of empty cups and a piss jug under his desk.
Dude.
And he's just made sure that everything in the frame looks good.
No, hell no.
Everything outside the frame is just a pile of shit.
Bro, he thinks I'm Asmongold. Like, no, hell no. I'm a very hygienic person. I can't afford to do that. I literally go nuts if I have, like, too much dust on my table and stuff. It's just crazy. I have to wipe it down. It is what it is, man. I really like to stay clean. I don't like my room being dirty. It's just really weird. I can't even leave a plate on my table for, like, more than 1 minute after I'm done. I just can't. It drives me nuts. I don't know if it's, like, an ADHD thing. I don't think so. I just love being clean. That's pretty much it. By the way, if you really want to know what I have on my table, I have one thing, and this is literally it. I'm not a weeb, though. I've just been to Japan, and I think that this is cool. I'm not a weeb, by the way. Guys, I have to make this absolutely clear, okay? I watched a lot of anime, but that doesn't make me into a weeb.
He's so proud to find out that that's real. That's a true WoW player.
Sorry to disappoint you, brother.
Hide the bullshit in the back and blame someone else. He is a WoW player. Nail on the head.
Yeah, that is true.
I know. I was a WoW player for longer.
Well, he did get to the right point, right? I mean, he was right, technically. I am a WoW player. But right now, I don't really play it anymore because it's shit. But yeah, I mean, still, he's correct.
No. I know there's plates and cups everywhere. There's like maggots filling up a plate in the background that he hasn't moved for a week, but it's not in the frame of the camera, and that's what matters.
Nah.
I mentioned your video to him, and 1 day later he uploaded this. Oh, nice. Well, let's see if he shits on me.
Nope.
He may shit on me. He may shit on me. Let's see where this goes. I can already see this chat. Guild Wars 1 is better than Guild Wars 2.
Dude, that's not my chat. That's Josh Strife Hayes' chat. I don't have a chat. I don't do live streams. I can do live streams. I live with my parents, and they constantly bang on my door asking me to do random shit. I literally cannot live stream. It would have been so embarrassing if I actually started to live stream and my mother just barged into my room and asked me to do something and help her with like her phone because she can't deal with iPhones and stuff. It's crazy, right? My parents are old, by the way. I'm 28, in case you don't know. So, yeah, it's reality. So right now I have to make videos in this format where I record everything because at least I can edit out the parts that I don't want you guys to see. This video was recommended to me by a viewer. It seems really interesting. It's called Why Does Everyone Simp for Guild Wars 2? Now, this is from 2 years ago, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So let's see how it holds.
The game in question is called Blightstone. I like the art style of it from what I've seen.
I would absolutely, any day, tell people to go
Josh
and play
Strife Hayes.
Guild Wars 2, in my opinion, still does the best job of delivering story when it comes to MMORPGs.
True. Oh wait, I saw that.
You have people fighting.
I saw that.
This MMO is definitely worth the money.
Narc. Oh my God.
I miss Narc's old channel.
Yeah. Everyone do. And that's why I took the mental upon myself to just completely berate all the Ashes defenders out there. And I get so much hate for it, but you know what? It's worth every goddamn time. Because it's just worth it, man. It's just that good. I truly believe that one day Ashes is gonna blow up in everyone's faces. And I'm just gonna be there, gloating. Because I told you so. And I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm not a vindictive person. No, just kidding. I am a vindictive person. You know what? Go fuck yourself.
I'll be honest, I miss Narc's old channel.
If you like this game...
I need to catch up on his new stuff.
No.
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2.
That's crazy. Guys, do you remember Narc? Isn't it ironic that when the moment we need him the most, he just vanished? Like, this is the...
Like the fucking Avatar, and he shall return to us. This bald man needs an arrow. And, you know what? He could pull it off. Narc could pull it off. If he shows up one day, he makes the Narc he brings the Narc channel back, and he just comes back with the blue arrow on his head.
Yes.
And he just looks at Ashes of Creation and the nightmare it's become, and he's like, I was right all along. Man.
That would be on par with the comeuppance of the fucking Messiah. That would be incredible. Narc coming out of the blue, just shitting on everyone who defended Ashes. Oh my God, it's gonna be just, it's gonna be perfect. But right now, I took that mantle upon myself, and I couldn't be happier because, my God, it's so weird that no one is pushing back against this garbage monetary practice. It's just crazy that Ashes keeps on asking for more and more money from its player base, offering literally nothing. And, you know, we keep taking it in the ass. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep pushing back on it. Because I don't think it's healthy for the MMO ecosystem. And I'm gonna keep getting hate for it, and I don't really mind.
And that would be so fucking peak. I would love that shit so much.
Perfect time to prove he was right all along, and he's not here. That is such a damn shame.
Based. I really like this guy. Based opinions.
Thank you.
Based.
I appreciate it.
I like this guy already. Change your name to Based Apple.
I try to stay based. Right now, when we see Ashes of Creation just completely scamming everyone.
What's Narc's new channel? It's this one right here.
Wait, he actually has a new channel? Are you kidding me? Moggies, what?
This one right here.
Oh, really?
And you know what? He's still throwing out bangers.
That's crazy.
He's still throwing out bangers.
Wow. Wait, I'll check it out. That's actually interesting. I did not know that.
But I need him to come back as Narc.
Yeah.
I need him to come back as Narc and look at the dumpster fire that is Ashes.
We don't need a disguised hero. We need Batman to return. Like, we need him.
Take a fat shit on Pirate Software, take a fat shit on Steven Sheriff, and just sit there and gloat like a motherfucker.
well, to be...
Well, I
Yeah, true, 100%, actually facts. But yeah, I mean, Pirate Software right now, he's just really gone. He's done a pretty great job just completely trashing his own career, so I don't think he needs more help. That being said, Steven needs a wake-up call, 100%. And I'm not saying being toxic, like, guys, I'm not for that, okay? Like, I'm not. Like, don't be toxic towards anyone. But Steven does need a wake-up call that what he's doing is just unhealthy for the entire ecosystem. We can't allow this bad monetary practices to go on. We just can't, because you're gonna see more and more developers, like greedy developers, doing more of this. Asking you for ludicrous amounts of money to essentially be their alpha testers. We can't allow this to happen. We need to nip this in the bud.
need that so badly in my life.
This guy was right all along. It's crazy.
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2.
Guild Wars 2.
Hey!
Oh, really? We'll see about that.
God, I still had some hair back then.
Yeah, the good
So
old
bad.
days. Jesus, I
Guild
voiced
Wars
it.
2, a game
I should have already shaved my head by then.
I've never touched
True.
before, despite it being 11
You look good bald, though. Like, you look really well bald. I'm not trying to glaze here. Like, it just looks better than what you had before.
years old. And not touching 11-year-olds is really strange behavior for a YouTuber in 2023. Now, what?
Also in 2025. And we recently started 2026. Let's see if this is gonna change.
Once upon a time, I
My
Much
guess
more
is
in
not.
2025.
did
much
play
has
a
changed.
dervish in a completely unrelated game with certainly no lore or story significance to this one called Guild Wars. But that was way back when we could call a Hurricane Katrina and no one wanted to have sex with it. 2005.
The good old days.
The good old days. But we're not here to reminisce over an age when the timeline wasn't irreversibly shattered by turning
I like this man. He can predict my jokes. He knows what's coming.
Yeah, and some people thought I pre-watched this. I haven't pre-watched this. This guy and I clearly have the same humor because we both grew up in the same era when YouTube was actually good. When Filthy Frank was the dominant force of goodness in the world, and iDubbbz hasn't lost his mind. So yeah, we grew up in a pretty great time. I'm 28 almost, by the way. Well, not almost, like there's like 5 months until I'm like 28, but I'm getting closer. And yeah, I mean, YouTube used to be the wild fucking west, but it was so good. If you were present in that era, damn, you had a great childhood.
gorilla into Swiss cheese, all because a child
Harambe.
wanted free water skiing lessons. See, I'm here to
damn.
entertain you, and you're here to get the
pain.
Wish.com version of brain damage. And maybe if we're both lucky, I'll be able to offer to you an opposing viewpoint to all those boomers who keep sucking themselves off over how good Guild Wars 2 is. So let's waste no more words and see how disappointing Guild Wars 2 is.
It's always cringe to watch my own reaction to stuff because I look like a degenerate. I don't know why you guys watch me. I honestly don't. But thank you. I appreciate that. It's so weird. I need to get better at what I'm doing, man. This is crazy. I do work on it, though.
It's about to be.
Okay, that's crazy. Already thank you so much for the guy who recommended me this video. This is great. I did not expect the Guild Wars 2 community to have, like, a meme lord. This is fantastic.
I've got to get back to making videos. I've got to get back to making fucking videos. Jesus
Please
Christ,
do.
I miss it so much.
Please fucking do, dude. Please do. We need more of this. We need more of you, man. You are an actual boon to the current YouTube community. I know that right now it's looking kind of grim because it's the slop era, but you know, I believe that the pendulum is swinging, and one day the tide is going to be in our favor, where dark, edgy humor is back on the menu, boys. I truly believe that, and you keep making videos such as this is going just to hasten the entire process. We need more people such as yourself to actually continue making this type of content.
I miss streaming consistently. I miss making videos. I'm be honest with you about something I've been thinking about for the last few months. And this would be the dumbest fucking decision of my life. But
Probably.
I've genuinely been thinking about quitting my job and just going all in on videos.
Oh, wow, that's huge.
Like, my job is... I love my job. I love doing my job. I enjoy it so fucking much. But it takes up so much of my time.
Yeah.
And takes away from other things I want to do.
I feel that. I feel that pain. It's crazy because I've been in his position not too long ago where I try to make scripts for my videos and I enjoyed that thoroughly. It was one of the best decisions I have ever made, but unfortunately I just couldn't afford to make these type of videos while having a job. It's just reality, right? And yeah, it's just very difficult because I've been on the other side of the screen, and I can tell you that editing is the worst thing you can ever force a human to do. It's absolutely rigorous, right? Nobody wants to do that. It's complete ass. Nobody likes that. And his videos, by the way, I know exactly how you make them. It's so difficult on a level that you guys who never experienced any editing software whatsoever would never understand. The green screen, the jumps, the cuts, the edits, every single picture that you see here, he put it himself. There isn't an AI bot that helps you do all of that. You manually have to position everything. Every single zoom and keyframe that you see has been implemented by this gentleman right here. And it's something that takes forever. I bet that even the first 10 seconds of his video took forever to make, with all of the subtitles and all of the, you know, the funny subtitles and all of that stuff. It takes forever to do. It takes forever, especially subtitles. But you guys don't understand that. I mean, not any one of you specifically, right? But guys who've never touched an editing software wouldn't understand. That's why I quit making those videos. But to this day, the video that I'm most proud of is my Lies of P boss ranking video. I enjoyed that video so much, and I enjoyed making it. It was so much fun, but I'm probably not gonna go back to making scripts again. I love making commentary as well. It's more easy for, it's like, it is easier for me, but it also develops my linguistic skills. And I do enjoy the fact that every video that I make, my English kind of gets better, because I think right now it's not that bad, but it's not really good. I still am inconsistent with the way that I speak. I try to work on it in my pronunciation and grammar, but I'm slowly getting there. That being said, I love making these type of video because they're more just heartful and interactful with you guys, right? I don't know if that's a real word, by the way, but yeah, make sure to let me know. That being said, I do love making this because I feel like I'm more on par with you guys when I'm making scripted one. But making scripted videos are so much fun. They're truly so much fun. You just have a ton of laughs in the editing room. You don't know that. It's crazy.
It's the stupidest fucking decision to ever lose a job. I'm not going to do it. I'm very likely not going to do it. My boss is awesome. I love working with the people that I work with. They're cool people. They listen. They fuck up sometimes, but who doesn't?
Yeah, that's understandable.
But I've got this.
On the contrary, I can't wait to do this full time because I'm dying to leave my job. I suffer daily. But you know what? We're building this channel together, brick by brick, and we're getting there.
Urge, this inkling in the back of my head that I really thought about quitting my job. It's just, it keeps coming back to me. And just going all in on content. It's the dumbest.
The dark side in me tell him to do it.
Maybe. It would be so stupid. Way too unreliable. I agree. Do not do it. I agree. I've got too much to pay for. I've got a kid to take care of who's going to school next year.
True.
Can't do it.
Actually based GigaChat take. Absolutely right decision.
But I still think about it.
I did not expect that at all.
Let's start off simple.
I guess every community
pick that
has
one
one.
objectively superior character race. And we might as well pick our class or profession too while we're at it. Right off the bat, Guild Wars 2 gets pretentious on us. Ooh, I'm so fancy because I've got an animal race that doesn't look like each and every other furry race out there. I get the impression that when first creating the char in Guild Wars 1,
Hey, well, I guess World of Warcraft does have that too, right? I mean, Taurens are kind of cool. I always... They are.
They put fucking tits on every furry in that game. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that shit. No, they don't.
Come on, man.
They just fuck.
To be fair, I was using classic World of Warcraft as a reference. I don't talk about retail, okay? We don't talk about that here.
But
I guess you wouldn't know that.
Way too humanoid in World of Warcraft. Let's be honest here.
I thought Taurens were cool. Like, I don't know about you guys. Maybe you think otherwise. But nah, I think they're pretty dope.
someone on the design team one day looked over at their house cat.
My CEO says he does not want to adopt AI. That's because your CEO has probably got more. He's got 2 more brain cells than other CEOs who don't actually understand how their fucking job works at the moment. AI is too young and doesn't know how to function quite yet. At some point, it'll be good enough to switch, but not right now.
And realized that it doesn't, in fact, have a gigantic pair of unwieldy bolt-on tits, thus dooming the Guild Wars 2 team to keep the design for the sake of continuity, and banishing the furry menace back into other unnamed games out there. And yeah, that's great, but so what? I can name...
Do it.
Two other MMOs out there that don't have furries in them.
Say
I
the
think.
name.
I mean, just look at this game. It's already
What were those two? It was
He doesn't
New
remember.
World,
New World. It's dead. Rest in peace. Maybe
and it
that's
was
the reason.
RuneScape. That's what
Okay,
it was.
RuneScape.
acting
It's
like
fine.
it's better than everyone else out there. Next, you're gonna tell me that the people who play this game shower regularly. Look, let's get down to brass tacks. I'm
That's
here to
taking it
have
too
a bad
far.
time and dunk on all those Guild Wars 2 simps, okay? Not many, but the most hardcore of MMO players will realize this. But there's a delicate balance of
Dude, that's like the average WoW Mythic Raider. True. True. Say it. Say it.
He's
I know you want to.
100% correct.
Yes!
Before
Bro, dude, I
Mythic-
fucking knew it. I knew it. I knew he's a true WoW player. I knew it. You see, guys, I'm telling you. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I call myself a WoW player in all of my titles. Because I know the shit that I'm talking about. It's garbage. What I'm telling you, never come close to retail. Please, heed my warning.
Was even a thing. WoW players were losing their shit and breaking their setup. I've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I used to be part of a guild. I mean, yeah, a guild basically in World of Warcraft,
Ooh,
where I was
already pretty
underage,
bad start.
and I wasn't supposed to be in that guild.
What?
And so I used to like make excuses like, "Nah, my mic's broken," or "I can't afford one," or whatever the fuck. We had a raid leader. The guy who was in charge of it was a retired U.S. Marine who moved to the UK.
Damn.
And he was fucking incredible. He had like
Okay.
the perfect tactics for everything. Like he was literally applying military doctrine to the way we were doing things. And it was so good.
That actually sounds pretty dope.
And every now and then he was like,
My first guild in WoW Classic, when it was first launched, was some kid from the UK who constantly berated and belittled everyone and was toxic to the point where he actually humiliated someone, like literally a humiliation ritual for someone who just needed on Paladin tier set, even though he was Rat Paladin. He was playing DPS Paladin, and if you don't know, in Classic World of Warcraft, it's a big no-no because it's inefficient, because Rat Paladins are just complete ass. But he just humiliated him in front of the entire Discord server and the guild, and that guy just ended up quitting immediately after. By the way, I left not too long after, and I found the most amazing guild I still remember to this day. But yeah, I mean, it was insane. It was just an insane experience. It was so toxic. It's one of the reasons I quit at TBC.
"Guys, I'm gonna leave the second in command in charge of these raids because I've got shit to do today. I've got other stuff I gotta do." I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm pretty sure he was just having like a PTSD episode because he had a few breakdowns, but he was a cool guy.
Damn,
The second in
that's
command
crazy.
was such a fucking dipshit. Every fucking raid, he never knew what the fuck was going on. He was screaming at everyone, and every time, like, the guy had a stack of keyboards in the back of his fucking house. And every now and then his character would, like, we'd hear it through the mic. He'd smash his keyboard. His character would stay
Absolutely.
still for about a minute or two.
Crazy.
And then he would come back because he had to attach a new fucking keyboard to his system. He wasn't even a streamer. He was just
Dude.
mad at everything that went wrong. And he sucked ass at leading raids.
And by the way, you know the funniest thing about his story? Is that it's not that uncommon. If you don't believe me, play WoW for yourself. You'll see.
It was the entertainment value was fantastic for the raid because
It's
we
crazy.
would eventually figure out that we could rage bait him into anything, right? We would start being complete fucking retards in every raid imaginable. Just because we were like,
God.
okay, who's gonna make him smash his
This
keyboard
sounds like
first today?
peak entertainment,
And
actually.
like every raid he was in charge of, he went through a bare minimum of 3 keyboards. It was great.
salted misery to be maintained within this genre. And if we're gonna figure out how to be miserable, there's only really one place to start this journey. Reddit. And within this cesspool of circle-jerking mod incels. But I did stumble across this useful little link right
Oh man, that's Filthy Frank in the background, man. I miss Joji so damn much.
I miss him as
it's
well.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
I'm getting
of
so
course you
much
do.
I miss Joji so much.
Yeah?
A hidden little meme in every single one of my videos that I did on my main channel that I'm going to bring back when I
Again,
start
boys,
doing
great
videos next year
minds
again.
think alike.
There is always a Joji reference somewhere.
That's
Always.
good. Nostalgia from this video. And it's not even from that long ago.
here. And a little later, upon returning to my post, we found a surprising number of people.
Like, old YouTube used to be so good, man. I mean, now it's just filled with brain rot and all this stuff.
Yep.
Man, I'm so tired. I just miss old YouTube. You know what? I'm old. What can you do, guys? It is what it is.
People with a brain who typed something worth reading. These posts right here have me pretty concerned, actually. You see, they may not look like much, but this kind of positive behavior is disruptive to the natural ecosystem of MMO-related Reddit. But moving on to that link I found. We've got two choices here. We can pick our character through player choice or by player time. Playtime probably means that people are having a worse experience with the game.
That's interesting. Wait, you actually have stats for this?
Yep.
Oh, this is actually
Can you believe
nice.
I know, it's fucking astounding. People give a shit about the game. It's insane. They build shit around Guild Wars 2 that is fucking ridiculous that WoW players would beg for back in the day.
100%.
Man,
100%.
Guild Wars 2 is still such an underrated game.
True. Fact.
Nike Forest getting downvoted even back then.
And I still say this to this day, like, Guild Wars 2 is criminally underrated. It's just such a phenomenal game. And I know it had a really big boom at the start when it launched, but it fell off so quick and now nobody just talks about it. That's why I'm so happy to experience it and upload and make content about it, because I want to raise awareness. This game exists and it's booming. It's really, really good. I think it's gonna have its resurgence, but with the update. I know they're planning one huge update, but yeah, when this update comes, I think this game is going to set some records. I truly believe that. See, all of them are pretty even. There's not too much disparity as far as it seems, so that's very interesting.
Than just not liking the way something looks. So let's go with that. So now in no uncertain terms, we know we'll be playing the cat wizard that escaped the Harry Potter race war. So on to the character creator.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Let's see. Mesmer.
Hogwarts Legacy was mid. That's the first bad opinion he's had.
Illusions.
Bro, what? Hogwarts Legacy was mid? Dude, maybe it's because I love the series so much, but it was a good game. It was missing some features, yeah, granted, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it a lot. It actually ended up really quick. I really wanted it to be longer than that, but regardless for what it was, I enjoyed it.
Finesse, misdirection. All the appropriate skills to craft the perfect YouTube apology after entering a Japanese forest.
And then guess what I did? I crafted the perfect YouTube apology with my PvP video.
While we design
like
Simba's disabled little brother, you may notice some real chunky polygons sticking out here and there. But a fair portion of this is covered up decently by the amount of options and sliders we've got available. And on top of those sliders, we've got some presets. We can even
I am watching
change the
someone watching
background.
me. It's been a while since I've done one of these late night. Plus, I want to see what his opinion is. This is actually very valuable to me. It's always good to see what other people's opinions on my videos are, because then I can figure out what's good, what people disagree with. I can see if I disagree with them. And
it's crazy. I literally say the same damn thing in every single video. It's crazy. I have a video that's coming up tomorrow. I plan to release it, obviously. You know, I didn't plan to release this video before it, but I kind of want to just, you know, strike the anvil while it's hot, or whatever the fuck you guys saying. But yeah, I mean, I have a video about this coming tomorrow. It's actually very interesting, where I said the exact same thing. Yeah, it's just true. It is true. I always seek the other guy's opinion. No, sorry, 2 days from now, I'm gonna have a video about that, not tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Trust me, you should watch this one.
I think this is gonna be very important, because I'm gonna be trying to do a lot more videos next year, as opposed to being a lazy fuck and getting bogged down and doing one video and going overboard with it and scope creeping it to death, and then losing it because the fucking hard drive I had just collapses on me.
Lighting in case God didn't like you having a working pair of eyes. And there's even a slider so we can decide if we're going to be short or recognized as a person by society at large. All of this is shockingly well put together, but this isn't gameplay, so let's speed run this a bit. All right. There we go. Completely indistinguishable from your average char. Now then, let's get in game. What?
Come on,
lore,
man.
backstory.
My wife still uses those headphones, by the way. She says they're so fucking comfortable.
What the fuck is all this?
Good.
Hold on.
Why not?
Now this is pure speculation on my
Immersion.
part.
What?
But I get the feeling they're
my
trying to turn our
MMORPG?
character
Yeah, can you
into a
believe it?
person. I thought I was supposed to be playing main character generic hero man number
Absolutely.
6,000,000,001. All right,
To be fair, you kind of do that too with Guild Wars 2.
You do. He's right. He's right, but I hadn't gotten that far into the game. This was my first impression of everything.
You know, I have to say it, right? You're kind of the hero, and technically you are writing your own story, but come on, guys. I've done enough of the story by this point to... He's right. I love hearing those words. it just makes me happy. You know what? I get so much shit recently from Ashes of Creation defenders. Just hearing that one thing makes my entire day. So thank you. Pretty much assess where this one's going.
Fine.
Yeah, it really fucking pissed me off that they put all these choices in the character select.
It doesn't matter.
And then none of them fucking matter by the time you hit level 40.
Nope.
Man, that pissed me off so much. Because it was such a good idea and then they just fucking threw it out the window. I hated that.
I'll admit,
Also, they have this system inside of the game that was apparently discontinued in 2014, where you have all of the like loyalty, ferocity stuff you can choose, and you can, you know, charisma, and you can max it. It makes the auto go lower. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's just there for flavor nowadays.
character creator is good.
On my
which
old
I can
character,
understand.
by the way, which was like a Norn warrior, not on the new one, obviously. I'm still in the beginning,
Jesus
pretty much.
Christ.
Enough that it's got me wondering why this isn't industry standard for every other MMO out there. God, and this game is a
Because other MMO sucks.
I literally don't care about the game at end. It's bad already. Look at my head. I'm built like a fucking alien. Right, I already know
Damn.
my head's fucked.
No, this is a pretty nice gamer dent. It's good. It's a good one, for sure. I'm not gonna show you mine, though. It's horrendous.
I couldn't give a shit. I already know I look like shit. Look, if you're making YouTube videos, you can't have shame. You can't have any form of dignity.
Absolutely.
And everything just sucks.
Absolutely. Nobody's willing to put an effort anymore, and everyone is just cringe. Yes, this is today MMO sphere.
Yes.
Enjoy.
He's
To
right.
be honest, this was made 2 years ago, so he probably doesn't even know about Ashes of Creation, because apparently this guy has stopped uploading videos.
Oh, I know about Ashes of Creation. Don't you worry about that, buddy. I know all about Ashes
Make
of
a
Creation.
video about
I just
that.
stopped uploading videos because I scope creeped the shit out of that Dune video I was doing.
Which
We'll be back
actually
next
makes
year,
me
don't
quite
you worry.
sad now that I've been like 5 minutes into his video. Yeah, that's pretty shameful. I mean, I really wish this guy would make some more content.
Don't
His
you worry,
Absolutely
buddy.
video seems fire.
11.
I'm coming
Absolutely.
back next year. I'm not
Hell
gonna scope creep
yes.
my shit. I'm gonna plan it out the old school way like I used to, and we're gonna go back to this.
Years old
Thank
and we
God.
still haven't
Thank God.
evolved. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'm sure with my choice of the least played race profession combo, then we're about to have a bad time in the starting area. So welcome to Smokestead. Turns out that the cat kind
Wait, isn't it new? Isn't this the newest class? I'm pretty sure it is.
Nope, that's the Sylvari.
Because I remember Revenant to be added into the game. People have
Merry
told me.
Christmas.
I called it class, not profession, because I'm a WoW degenerate player.
Just no douche.
Chimera people beat
I
the
might be wrong,
snot
though.
out of the previous owners of this land so bad that they all became eternally butt-mad blue check mark Twitter ghosts. Jesus, and this is the least played starting area. Now, before we continue with our journey, I feel it's important for me to give you some backstory of this game before things get confusing. The premise of Guild Wars 2 is that we're playing as a cat monkey man in a game developed by the Children of Satan, who in unison with a group of money-hungry lizard men published this
By the way, was that a Poltergeist reference? I was afraid to say it at the time because I didn't want to sound like an uneducated fool, but I'm gonna ask it now. Was this a Poltergeist reference? Man, I watched it so long ago. I don't remember. I'm sorry if I sound like an idiot, man. I just really wanted this confirmed.
game, proving that sometimes math isn't bullshit and two negatives can sometimes produce something positive.
the video.
This game is all about
Yeah.
adventuring your way through a single-player game with other people that bother you every now and then. In the world of Tyra
Gotcha. What a name you looked at.
I still can't believe I just found that guy. He just randomly ran past me, and I'm like, "You're in the video now."
way through a single-player
That's crazy.
game with other people that bother you.
God. To be honest, Guild Wars 2 Players has the funniest name. It's under uneligible shit or just the funniest shit you ever hear in your life. There's no in between. Except me, like GeneralApple. I should have made it like something funnier. But I just love calling myself like GeneralApple because, you know, it's the brand name, whatever. Who cares about me? But, you know what? Leave that for later. Dude, that is such a fantastic name. I wish
is.
I took it upon myself.
Where do you think I got the idea for my fucking Sylvari name?
Yeah. Now we know
You
that
gotta
because we
steal
watched that
everything.
video.
There is no dignity here. Imagine expecting unique
No honor among
creativity on
thieves.
YouTube in 2025.
Oh, it's so
in
good.
2023.
I've seen some people with some really good names out there for sure.
Every now and then. In the world of Tyra Banks, who's got a pretty severe collection
Curio.
of bad dragons laying around, strange occurrences happen in this MMO that don't happen in others. Like your backstory choices having mild consequences as opposed to none at all, and your character developing somewhat of a personality. In the long run of the Guild Wars 2 story, we're here to inflict unwanted diversity upon the world like our name is Netflix, and transport some uppity gecko with a bad habit of
Oh, man, I
organizing a
remember that.
domestic terrorism or two into the
Zayden,
afterlife.
right?
And I'm
I still get mad. You know that 2 days ago, I was laying in bed and I couldn't sleep, and I was staring at the ceiling. And I worked myself up into such a rage over the Zaitan fight that I fucking sat there. I had to get up and walk around my house.
Yeah, those thoughts creeps out on you.
I was so exhausted the next day, but I was still so fucking mad about it.
I'm gonna stop there because this is a first impression and that's just the base game. And if you want the rest of the story, you might as well go get a PhD in quantum theoretical fucking physics, because that would be far more straightforward than understanding anything beyond each expansion featuring some version of Big Lizard mad now. Except for Living World 3, where...
Yeah, I did notice that. Like, they have a thing with dragons, right? I mean, there's...
That's the whole point. That's the whole theme of it. And
I did not know this at the time. So many people were angry about this comment I made. Guys, I had no idea what Guild Wars 2 lore is all about. I know now that it's literally all about dragons. I didn't know that when I made this video, okay? So give me some slack. I mean, cut me some slack, okay? Sorry.
Glad in Living World Season 3 they focused on
I'm not that good with
expressions.
expressions. So, like, ubiquitous, right? You can find them everywhere.
Thanks, Virgil.
It's kind of crazy. They do love their dragons, for sure. But you know what? I'm all here for it.
One of the human gods becomes...
You know why the dragons work in Guild Wars 2? It's because every single one of them looks so goddamn awesome. And that's why Zaitan's so upsetting to me.
Yeah.
How do you make a dragon that fucking cool and then fuck up the fight? I don't know. I still don't... I'm gonna stop. Otherwise, I'm gonna be...
And also, people told me that he kind of came out of nowhere and he had no, like, reference from Guild Wars 1. And maybe I'm, like, you know, kind of getting mixed up with the dragons, but people have told me that. So make sure to let me know if this was actually true.
For another 4 hours.
I do care about the lore.
Becomes the living embodiment of China and decides that everything is edible through his personalized Slurpee straw. But none of that really matters right now because I'm a giant bipedal cat magician surrounded by unarmed but suspiciously blue protesters in need of some excessive force. So after proving to our superiors that no one is above the law except us, we even get some ringside seats to desecrating the graves of the indigenous.
Apparently, Mordramoth wasn't planned as a dragon; was added later. That would explain the testicle fight that you have at the end. But I think the meta event where you actually fight the Schlong dragon,
so they did confirm
was a really good addition.
No,
so if that was like a last-minute addition, good change. Really, really good change.
Interesting.
In particular, one of their leaders who really wanted to be a Power Ranger before he died and revived himself into an oversized Funko Pop. Now, looking at this world lore-wise, everything tends to fit together very neatly. We've been told from the start that the Char...
That's the starter area, and it was so good. Like, I've thought about this. Okay, fuck the Asura, first of all. Damn. But every starter area has such a good build-up, and then it just drops off a cliff. And it's so upsetting. The most acceptable starting area to me is the Norn starting area, because it's like a coming of age story where you're doing little things like helping out a hunter, killing these deer, getting rid of the bears, and then your coming of age is you fight a fucking ice schlong, and then you move out into the world. That makes so much more sense to me than most of the starting areas where you
the human one was actually pretty goated too. I played the Norn one first, and then currently I did like the human one, right? Because I'm playing a human currently. It was really good. I enjoyed that. Like the centaur raids, all of that stuff. The story is extremely simple, but it's just fun. I love helping the average Joe. It makes me feel immersed inside of the game. I love that. And of course the areas were gorgeous, obviously. I'm not a huge fan of like icy, snowy areas. I know some of you guys may dislike that statement, but it is what it is. Maybe it's related to the fact that I'm like a brown guy, but who knows? That being said, I am much more of a fan of like desert theme and like lush forest and stuff.
Have this amazing starter, and then you just do nothing. You just become no one. That's so dumb.
Brutal and warlike, and we, as a character in this game, get to be a part of that tradition. There's only really one problem. I, as a player in this game, don't really take any of these schizophrenic apparitions seriously at all. I mean,
Hold on. That's cap because there's lore in a core map about Mordramoth. Wait, so Mordramoth was planned. It wasn't a last-minute addition then.
Look at this. This guy's been beating me up for the last half an hour. My health bar's barely moved. At no point in this game so far am I in any serious danger. And I'm not really being forced to learn how vital any of my specific abilities are. But
that is actually true. This is so facts. I mean, you don't have any real danger in Guild Wars.
He knows. He knows.
Of course, I played.
He got the same feeling. He's probably played WoW Classic. If not WoW Vanilla.
Probably. Dude, that's all I do. I don't play retail. It's junk. It's so funny. You know, it's so crazy to see what someone thinks about you from the other side of the screen. It just goes to show that some things that I think that comes clear, they're not at all. So it's actually pretty good. I'm getting a lot of good information out of this. Like, I love watching these type of videos. I'm actually so glad. Like, this is great. This is fantastic.
He knows, because when you're playing WoW Classic, you pull 2 mobs and you shit yourself if you're in the wrong spot and you don't have enough health.
Yeah,
So you don't really die, at least
thing.
when you start, right? I guess when you reach the difficult content.
Why is that a bad thing? Because it gives you no reason to continue playing, Cyro.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives you no reason to feel that there's a challenge to the game.
There is no value to death because you don't die. So it's just really bad. Where in Classic, if you die, you have to walk all over again from the grave, which is located so conveniently at the other fucking side of the map. And you need to return to the point where you just died just to get butchered again because you spawned into 2 pigs.
Right. There feels like there's more challenge when you get to Heart of Thorns. There feels like there's a little bit more challenge when you get to Path of Fire. But if you look at the average person, think about it this way. I couch my videos in the way of what would a new player, a person who's never played this game before, think about this experience if they were going through, right? If a new player went through this game, and this is exactly what happened to Sawman, is he felt like the entire game was meaningless when he played the core gameplay experience, because he was like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing?
I can
here?
understand that, for sure.
Put a mustache on. Yeah, well, it's the statue.
And by the way, retail suffers the same exact problem where you can just pull the entire map, clear everyone in one big AoE, and that's it. And I think they removed the AoE cap since I stopped playing, but still, it's so cringe. It's just weird.
Stalin that we had to defeat.
And like the end game stuff, like the true end game stuff, yeah, stuff do get hectic, but as you begin the game, nothing's pose any sort of danger to you, which if you compare to classic World of Warcraft is the exact opposite, right? When you reach the end game, you're not about to die because you're already too powerful, but in the early game, man, even killing one unit is a hassle. Like, it's gonna take some blood, sweat, and tears out of you, for sure.
Most people these days understand that level 1 enemies ain't shit, which is exactly why people fell in love with Dark Souls. It's why people love Elden Ring. It's why people love a game that's like, oh fuck, I've actually got to sit forward and think about this. Right? Yeah. When you're going through
have to plan ahead.
The Guild Wars 2 experience for the very first time and you're a new player, if you're coming from another MMO, like WoW Classic or something, you feel like a fucking lawnmower. You're just mowing down everything in front of you.
That's crazy because I use this term so many times, and also it kind of makes your brain go numb because you just go and you just plow through the entire enemy base and you don't care, because I played as a human, and again, we go and we fight centaurs like 99% of the start. Yeah, you just go and you round up everybody on the quest zone and you just butcher all of them. You just decimate them. You leave nothing behind, and you're pretty much done with a quest like that. It's too quick. It's not rewarding, and it's really unhealthy for a game to be like that. And I know some Guild Wars 2 players don't really care because they're like, oh, the expansions are way better. You need to understand that the free model only offers the base game. And even if it wasn't the case, I think that you need to have a perfect early game, because that's what 99% of players are going to experience. They're not gonna jump to the expansions, even though you can do this in Guild Wars 2. Most people aren't gonna do that, especially new players who just try this game out for the first time and they don't have any clue about what to do. So you need the early game experience to be good, and that's something that also Final Fantasy XIV completely screwed up. And I'm saying this as a guy who played this game for 6 months and enjoyed it thoroughly. Yeah, I mean, it's just really bad. You really need to make sure the first time playing experience is the best. It truly is more important than anything else.
And for a lot of people, it feels floaty. How do I say this? It feels like everything is almost a fever dream where nothing actually matters. And that's going to turn some people away.
Moving on, after defeating the last statue of Stalin in an admittedly epic battle, we are ready to leave tutorial Warzone into tutorial starting area, which is the same place. just with less ghosts and not instanced. So welcome to Smokestead. The transition here is a little bit odd. We've now gone from battle-hardened soldier to pest control handyman who's here to autocorrect a few sentient rats out of existence.
Man, my audio's so bad. My audio's so dog shit. You can hear the jumps, and it's so fucking terrible.
And learn a little bit more.
Oh man, I feel what he's saying so goddamn bad. When I made like scripted videos, I felt that. I felt that. But it's so funny because the common average person that watches this type of videos, they don't care about that and they don't pay attention. It's something that you develop once you start making these type of videos. It's so funny seeing it from the other side.
More about the world around us. And look, as much as I want to be negative about Guild Wars 2, I can't say I hate this experience. We get a few more abilities, learn some important skills like how to dodge.
It's way more fun. Oh, geez.
And learn.
Yeah, he just bombarded himself. It happened to me too, Chief. But yeah, I mean, I have to say, like the quest.
While players can't dodge.
Nature of Guild Wars 2, which is not really without quest. You just don't take them yourself. You just kind of go into the environment in certain zone and just do the thing you're supposed to be doing to help the people. Like this is.
That's another part that's actually going to turn off some new players. Is that sometimes the game feels directionless. And you're not quite sure what you're supposed to do with that. I know that's like a minor
I can
gripe,
feel that.
and
I can see what he's talking about.
Your average...
Personally, for me, I think that this is the future of MMOs. I think that Guild Wars 2 kind of cracked the code there. And this is the future of MMO design. I think that the way they're implemented questing is like just goated. It's the best. I love the fact that I don't need to talk to an NPC to actually start doing a quest. I can just go to the area, feel the environment, see what's going on using my own goddamn eyes, and assess what I need to do. So if I'm starting as a human and I see a centaur raiding a village, then I naturally know that to complete to feel the meter, right? To reach the threshold where the quest is ending, I need to kill centaurs, I need to help the folks heal, I need to resurrect them, I need to, I don't know, give them like battle rations, give them weapons, fix the walls, whatever, right? So I can figure these stuff for myself. And that's good. I love when the game are making me use my brain. Because I'm a WoW player and I kind of went numb. And whenever a game does kind of force you to be creative and actually use your mind to solve problems, especially when it comes to jumping puzzle, that is like doubly true when it comes to Guild Wars 2. Like that's great. I always find it a beautiful thing. Now, will it be a turn-off for some players? 100%. It's not for everybody. But that being said, I still think that this is the future of MMOs.
Each player to have some degree of critical thinking where they have to make a decision for themselves.
He's saying the same thing.
But a lot of the time,
of course,
there are people who start an MMO and if they feel it's directionless and like there's no point to what they're doing or there's no advance on what they're doing, then they just immediately drop the game.
But to be fair, I think that more and more games are kind of changing the mentality of the players, like Elden Ring. I do think that, yeah.
And I think the only thing that holds it together at lower levels is the fact that dynamic quests are so much better than hard quests. Much better.
True. Great idea. I love that. I love the fact you don't have any quest markers. You just literally go to a certain zone and you just help the people. It really...
So you see, that's also a fine opinion to have because he's part of the players that are like, I love being able to decide what I want to do. But certain people are like, what the fuck am I supposed to do next? Fuck this, and then leave.
True. Makes you feel immersed inside of the world of Tyria. This is actually a fantastic design decision. And currently, Jesus, man, I was so nasal. I had a nasty cold, and I kind of forced myself to make this video. It's so crazy to hear it back right now. As I'm going through the motions and experiencing the game again from scratch, I'm having a blast. It is...
I disagree.
Really?
I think Guild Wars 2 is a good enough game that it could give you direction, and that direction be optional, and then you still get to go out and fuck around in the world, because this is ADHD amplified to an insane degree, because every single time you're in this game, you think you're going to do something specific, and you end up doing everything except that one goal, and you still have a great time.
I understand
I think that the level capping on the main story questline is the biggest fuck up that they did.
Really enjoyable to me. Interesting. I'm back. Sorry for that, guys. I had to go there. I feel that take. And yeah, I agree. Personally, for me, like, I'm not an ADHD person, so I can't attest to this. But for me, it's fun, but I can totally see why the other side of the spectrum would say otherwise. I get that. for sure. For a second to blow my nose, I have such a nasty cold.
Yeah. Learn to develop a case of epilepsy from
winter.
all the spell effects happening around us. Come to think of it, that's one of the problems with this game. You see, combat is interesting. More on that in a second.
True.
But there's just so much visual clutter that it's difficult to...
He swapped the weapon.
Oh my god, the abilities change when you switch weapons. And not just that, every profession wields the same
it was
weapon
such a
in a
good gag.
completely different way, which just adds to the fantasy of the game. Someone...
But it also
Man, I really did not give a fuck about the edits. I gotta get back to that. I gotta just...
That's crazy. He thinks that video wasn't good, man. It was so goddamn good. Like, why would you even think that? But I understand. Like, I understand because I've been on the other side. You see so many fuck-ups and so many small little details that you've missed. But it's just nature of the beast thing, man. Like, this video was dope.
Start making stupid meme jokes everywhere. I really did not give a fuck whether like, a joke landed or not.
Completely breaks. And that's the best part because I got like 99% of the humor, but it's way too specific. I will say that. We are a dying breed, brother. We don't exist anymore. We are getting extinct. Class identity. And I know you guys have told me that you don't care about that and you feel like everyone should do anything and this is fine with you. It's not fine with me and it will never be.
Yeah,
this is just
absolutely.
me. You know what? This is just how I operate. And I'm getting so much shit for it from the Guild Wars 2 community. I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't think this game has any class identity whatsoever. I'm sorry. A Guardian should never be able to blink or hold a pistol or hold a longbow. It's weird. You look at Guardian, Dragon Hunter, Elite Spec, how traps can heal. But oh, it does a beam of light that like gives buffs. It's weird. It shouldn't be the case. You will no amount of convincing would ever make me change my mind. That nothing. A Guardian should never be able to hold a longbow. It's odd. I love it when a class is limited and use traps too, by the way. I'm a true D&D enjoyer.
I think the classes are limited in Guild Wars 2, and you don't really realize that until much later in the game, because you feel like you can pick up every weapon. You don't register that you are locked out of certain weapon choices.
And classes need to... No, you do, but some of the weapons are like really, really odd. Again, a Guardian should never wield a longbow. I'm sorry if it makes anyone mad, but it's just what I think. Have strength and weaknesses. Whenever a class does everything, it's just not good in my opinion. And like I'm sorry, I know you guys have told me you should look at Guardian as sort of a magical armor type of dude. But yeah, why does he blink? Like, it doesn't make sense to me, right? He can use magic.
I can tell you why he blinks.
Tell
He
me.
blinks because the game is trying to work under the idea of there is no reason why you shouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, but that's weird. I don't agree with that. I think classes should 100% have limitation, weaknesses, and strength. Whenever a class does everything, it essentially does nothing. It's just really bad. I'm sorry. I'm never going to change my mind on that. I'm a true D&D player. I'm not going to change my mind on that.
Right. The game is, it's like, it seems like a really fucking stupid thing to tell someone, why can't my character just pick up a gun and shoot people, right? And so I think in a world that's got magic in it, if you're like a god...
It's not a matter of can't, it's a matter of how you're so proficient with it. Because whenever again, a Guardian picks a longbow, longbow is a very difficult weapon to master, even in real life. So how can a Guardian, a guy who's supposed to be like this heavily armored dude who's in close combat all of the time, can pick a longbow and use it efficiently? It's really weird. It breaks immersion. Maybe I'm going in like too deep into this, but again, this is the D&D player inside of me that just goes crazy whenever he sees this type of things. But you know what? We can disagree. It is what it is. I'm never gonna change my mind on that. Like, never.
Guardian, which is essentially something...
And it's not that I'm not open to it. Believe me, I tried. It just won't happen.
Similar to a paladin. Why would a paladin who's using magic already...
He's using specifically light magic because he's essentially some sort of a priest. There's a reason behind it, and it makes sense.
Not adapt his magic to be as optimal as possible.
I mean, again,
now,
specific type of
there's
magic.
An argument about specialization.
Yeah.
But I think the specialization is covered under the fact that most classes have a different ability set that comes with each weapon.
It doesn't make it right.
He wants to go back to the age where the entire class are just locked out of group content because they don't have a specific type of utility. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Well, I mean, that's kind of a WoW player thing to do. I don't know if it happened in Guild Wars 2. If it did happen, yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. And I do understand this comment, by the way. I think that he's right to a certain degree because I played World of Warcraft Classic, and if you played Vanilla WoW and you played a Ret Paladin, you couldn't find a guild. Because nobody wants subpar DPS when you can play a warrior, right? When you can play a hunter. So I completely understand that sentiment. That being said, I think it's kind of worth sacrificing for immersion. But that may only be my opinion. If you think otherwise, it's completely fine.
You can't go back to that Green Sky Wizard. That's a vestigial part of MMOs that doesn't work in the modern day.
Sure, but he blinks? It's kind of weird. I don't think this should be the case, but...
It's weird because you've played WoW forever.
You know, that's just me. That's how I view
That's WoW
combat.
brain.
And
Yes,
it is what it is. My
100%
opinion
agree.
on this is never going to change, but I can completely see, like, agree and see. By the way, it's still weird. A Guardian shouldn't blink. I'm always gonna say that. Like, always. It shouldn't happen. Like, classes need to have limitations, for sure. You know, why you guys love this system so much. It's just, I just don't think it's that optimal. But that's just my opinion.
But the Guardian profession will pick up a two-handed sword and identify it as a manually operated wood chipper. But a Mesmer will pick up the same sword and instead see a long metal wand made for ranged combat. A Varaka...
And again, it's really weird. It is really,
Man, I
really
made such
weird.
fucking-
It's kind of like the sword.
And I love that. I love the fact that it's weird. The fact that it's weird is what makes it unique. Also, my fucking cringe jokes. Yeah, goddamn.
It's just there for
I get
you know,
it, I get it.
optics, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't really make any sense.
Can't believe that shit worked. Now, I've never in my life thought of...
I love that we can disagree peacefully. I think that this is great. Like, just two people agreeing to disagree. That's completely fine. Like, none of our opinion is ever going to change about that. And it is what it is. As long as we're respectful towards each other, I think that's great. I'm not looking to change the game. I'm just, you know, saying my piece. And at the end of the day, I do play what I feel is more immersive and correct to my character. So other people having fun with weapons that I don't, it's completely fine. It's great.
a sword as a ranged weapon, but Guild Wars 2 made that possible, and I can appreciate...
And there's a reason. Like, there is a reason. It's just not good. It's not... I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I know you're gonna hate me for saying that. It's weird, okay?
I think that's WoW brain. I can understand where
It is
he's
WoW
coming
brain.
from because I've had WoW brain for the longest time.
True.
I get it. But I like the fact that it was weird and wacky and did things that other games didn't.
Doesn't connect.
Yeah.
In my brain,
I can't even argue with that.
Be ranged weapon in this
Just difference
manner.
of opinion.
You can do some cool stuff like summoning spirit weapons and stuff. I think that's pretty dope, and it kind of makes sense. But just zapping through the sword, come on, like it is kind of off to me.
that. As I played my way through the starting area, though, certain unavoidable realities about the combat began to dawn on me. As I've hinted at, magic effects in this game are so bright I feel like I'm staring into the fucking sun sometimes. But that's about the worst I have to say about it. Guild Wars 2 has somehow made a hybrid tab targeting system that feels immersive and
Clearly the
smooth
blade
to play, even
sharpens
in
magic.
2023. Part of this likely has to do with the fact that if I've positioned myself wrong and use an ability, my character doesn't tell me, but instead it's more of a sure. I don't mind flailing the sword around in the Walmart parking lot, but it's also more than that. Almost every single combat factor feels important. Your timing, your positioning, how you choose to approach a fight depending on your profession, all of it matters, except what ability you decide to press, at least at the lower levels. Now I'm sure
Yes. I still hold that opinion. It doesn't fucking matter. Just lick your keyboard in any direction and you'll be fine.
It looks cool, man. My decision was either Guardian or Mesmer, and I went for Guardian because I love tankiness. But damn, Mesmer looks fine. Maybe it will be my ult. But you know what? For now, let's focus on the Guardian.
the endgame that statement is likely to not hold true. But right here, right now,
Mesmer
it
do
honestly
look cool.
doesn't feel like it matters what button I press
By the way, recently I was exposed to Engineer more and more, and they actually look pretty dope. I might try an Engineer.
because my character is a walking god of death. Everything I touch just dies. And for someone who's never played MMOs before and picked up Guild Wars 2, that's the thing that's likely to take them out of the experience the most. There's no initial challenge, but other than that, there's plenty of weapons to experiment with, a not overwhelming amount of buttons to push, and all of what you're doing feels well tied to the fantasy of Tony the Tiger's albino brother looking for his lost dad. While we go through all these little quests that build up the world a little bit, we finally come of age at level 10 and are given permission to leave the opium fields to pursue our own personal jihad. We enter into a simplicity that gives off first-person Kenshi vibe.
They should remove the level requirement on the story for quests so that it forces you to try and level your character. I 100% agree with you, Syra.
Interesting
And
take.
you know what? You want to know something? I keep hearing the excuse, oh, but what about the Black Lion chest farming? Then change the fucking Black Lion
Exactly.
chests.
Yeah, just change
Don't
it.
fuck up the entire leveling system for a fucking chest that's going to
Absolutely.
sit there because they're trying to get you to buy keys.
Absolutely. And it's such a WoW argument too, whenever people say stuff like that. Like, whenever there's a problem in current retail WoW, everyone, but what about Mythic Plus? Like, what are you gonna do? Change Mythic Plus. It's garbage. It's like, oh, delete looking for raid. We don't need that shit. We already have different levels of difficulty. We don't need LFR. And everyone like, but no, but what about this certain mechanic that is tied to it and you can get the stuff? Then change it. It's garbage. The game is trash.
Change the Black Lion
Nobody's
chests and
playing.
how they work.
More importantly,
Oh, this is their
we've given
starting
our
thing,
first
yeah.
mount.
And by the way, they have changed it. For sure. It was like the Titan Forge system. Everyone spammed LFR because it gave you like insane items. But now they don't do that because they can't.
Huh.
There
Now
it
that
is.
was underwhelming. Quest
about to
line,
say
no
it.
story integration. Just congrats on level 10. Here's a fucking dinosaur. Now, I don't know about you,
Because it wasn't implemented inside of the game when it was launched, right? It was something that came in a later expansion, and they kind of just integrated inside of the starting leveling experience. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And none of that matters. None of that matters because you got to judge the game on what it currently is as opposed to what it was in the past.
It wasn't part of the base game. I'm 99%
Absolutely.
sure.
but back in
They came with Path of Fire, right? And Glide came with Heart of Thorns. And from what I've heard, right? I'm not a Guild Wars 2 player. Again, like, I play
Man,
with...
don't you guys love hear me struggling saying TH? It's literally the most difficult thing in the entire world for me. I sound like an idiot rat trying to speak a different language. It's crazy.
of Warcraft, but I'm pretty
it
sure I'm
drives
right
me
about
nuts.
this.
Already have
my
multiple
day,
pixel
playing
mine. I
WoW,
will,
when everyone
I'll
thought that
send
you
it.
could fix the Paladin nuke
Let me know
sword
in
by
the comments.
fishing.
It's kind of weird that your cock bends at a 90-degree angle when it's erect, but I mean, I suppose that means you can fuck things around corners, which is pretty cool.
When you got your
Great,
first mount,
true.
it felt... Everyone thought that you could fix the Paladin nuke sword by fishing. When you got
Yep.
your first mount,
Oh man, it was supposed to be such a legendary questline, and Blizzard, I don't know if they
He knows
forgot
about that, I can
or
tell.
they
No, Blizzard fucked it up because they have no idea how to keep consistency when it comes to those things.
planned it for...
Absolutely.
I know some...
They rushed everything back in the day, and it kind of sucks because we lost the opportunity to experience some greatness.
something more grandiose, but no, it just ended up being nothing. Like, the Corrupted Ashbringer questline should have been so goddamn good, where you purify it and you should have
knows
gone
about
to
that.
the, well, you know, the Burning Crusade expansion, right?
Yep.
To all of the starting zone. Hellfire Peninsula and stuff. Man, it's crazy. They said the Outlands, if I remember correctly. It was supposed to be so good. If you haven't done this quest, just look it up on YouTube. It is amazing. You get this legendary...
It was
He
fucking
knows.
incredible. I remember doing it back in
knows.
the day.
Damn, he did that?
I did it on my hunt hard because I wanted to piss off a bunch of paladins by having a fucking two-handed sword on my back. I wanted the Ashbringer on a hunt hard.
Dude, what a
And I was so
giga
fucking
Chad.
mad that the fishing quest didn't lead to it.
Weapon
The
called
ultimate
Corrupted
flex.
Ashbringer, and you take it
Jesus.
to a certain not raid dungeon called the Scarlet Crusade.
It reminds me of the time that I killed that world boss, Kazakh, whatever his name is, and he 100% drops you an item that you need from the priest quest to get Anathema. And I got that item because I needed for it, and I had Anathema on me equipped. By the way, the rage that came after was sublime.
A Scarlet Monastery, sorry.
So
It
what's
was
this
so good.
GeneralApple guy anyway? He
I gave it back though. I pussied out. I had to, man. It was too much peer pressure.
looks like he dates goats or scams elderly ladies, but his accent sounds like he's got a sombrero under that blanket. I don't know.
Bruh.
I don't know this guy. He's got some pretty based opinions though.
That's fucking disrespect, bro. Holy shit. Who wrote that comment? But it's funny as hell. It is a funny comment. I love watching hate comments. I love that, dude. I really don't care. I really don't care. I leave them up on my channel all the time. It's just funny. But it's hilarious. But yeah, listen, the accent, guys, I understand. I'm trying to work on it, okay? I promise you. Like, pronouncing certain verbs and stuff, it's super difficult for me, and I know that I sometimes mumble a lot. This is something that I actively work towards getting better in the future. This is actually something I pay attention to.
So It doesn't sound like he works in a call center. He sounds good. I mean,
Thank you.
A few here and there, you know, that I disagree with, but nothing egregious.
Sorry. I appreciate that. Wow, everyone, instead of being hostile towards you, they... By the way, I'm Middle Eastern. I'm not Indian. I thought it was obvious, but I guess not, because most of my viewers are from America, which I greatly appreciate because I consume a ton of American media. That's why I can actually speak and connect with you guys. And also, like, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, it's fun. I love meeting other people, and I love hearing their stories. It's great that we are all from different cultures. I recently got a lot of viewers from Korea because I started covering like Eastern MMOs, and this is fantastic. I enjoy that. It's very fun for me that all MMO enjoyers can come to this channel and just talk together, no matter where we are from. Just kneel before.
Can you do the quest still today?
No. In retail, I don't think you can.
I think you can do it if you play WoW Classic.
Yeah,
but you're
you
not
can.
going to get the Corrupted Ashbringer. You get that from Mograine.
No, you get it from Morgan, yeah. He's right.
In Plaguelands, if I remember correctly, but I might be wrong about that because it's been so fucking long. But modern game, I think it's still there, but it's vestigial and no one does it.
Boy, Yeah. it's incredible. I love this interaction. We have nothing similar to this in MMOs. Like, nobody did anything like that, as far as I'm aware of.
Yes.
It felt
Back
amazing.
in the day, yes.
You had to grind for hours to make enough money to afford that bastard, because it's likely you wasted all your money on repair bills from exploration-related
blink.
debts or doing something else stupid in-game. And you had to walk to your computer desk uphill barefoot in the snow while it was raining fire, all while your dad chased after you with a belt. But here in Guild Wars 2, it's just kind of...
Nope.
And then that all changed when I pressed the W key.
I still cannot believe that this video did not get fucking censored or banned because of this fucking scene.
I said the same damn thing. I love this meme, dude. I love this meme. I love this meme. Yep. Everything changes. By the way, just this meme, I'm sorry. By the way, I'm usually against getting mounts this early, but I think that in Guild Wars 2 it actually kind of works. And I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I have criticized games for giving you mounts too early. I still think that it is bad, but
I still remember the mental breakdown Muckluck had seeing this. He fucking skipped through it, the bastard.
I mean, in Guild Wars 2,
We need to watch a Muckluck video.
It just kind of works since the nature of the game is horizontal instead of vertical. So it doesn't really matter when you get...
At least he doesn't hold back on his opinion, even though he knows Guild Wars 2 community thinks otherwise.
True.
I appreciate that. I think
thank
that if
you,
he's got an
dude.
opinion that he disagrees with me on,
Yeah.
or disagrees with anyone on, he should fucking say it.
And I will always do, because I always speak my piece, and there are tons of videos on my channel that you can watch. I said channel like an idiot, sorry. There's a ton of videos on my channel that I actually made that got a ton of dislikes, vastly more dislikes than likes. Like, I got ratioed, and I still kept them up. I don't care. I always speak my piece, whether people like it or not. I still remember one of my most hated videos is about Marvel Rivals, when I said that one-trick players, basically players who play the same character over and over and over again and don't know how to play anything else, are unhealthy and bad for the game. I still hold that opinion. I still think this way, and everyone hated me for it. But I'm still gonna say it. It's garbage. And I will always be honest. And right now, I think that YouTube algorithm is kind of starting to understand who my crowd is. I'm getting more and more likes, and I barely get any dislikes. And I don't want to like flex or anything. I'm literally a nobody. But that being said, like, it's so lovely to see that you guys actually agree with me. But now I actively need to look harder for the other side opinion, because I truly am caring about this, like, constantly. I do care about that. I want to hear what other people has to say. And I love that people are pushing back on my opinions. I love that. I love hearing what the other side thinks.
Because he might have a point that all of us come to realize later. It's always the best idea, even if you've got a fucking shitty opinion that you're going to change later.
True.
Or other people have a shitty opinion that you can change their mind on. You should say what your opinion is.
Absolutely. Facts,
Get your mounts
dude.
because
Facts.
everything is gonna stay the same anyway, right? There is no real power scaling and progression.
Well, there is to a certain degree. Someone in his chat wrote, could be worse. We could be the Final Fantasy 14 community. You can't see that because I'm in the way. It got me, dude. It got me good.
Agree, but not as like vertical MMOs, right? When they actually rely on that.
Yeah.
Where, sorry, not when.
Yebity yep. It's so good.
I transparented this because there's a streak of jizz that comes out of here, so I think I had to cut this particular scene a little bit early.
It is so good.
I take back what I said. This iguana feels pretty good. This mount doesn't just have one singular speed, it accelerates from a station.
Man, this guy meme folder must be like on a different like hard drive. It had to, right? I mean, no way that shit doesn't weigh like it at least like 10 terabytes at the very least. But I love this. I love every single thing about this.
Reposition. It has a turn radius. It even has abilities. And as much as WoW bit off of Guild Wars 2 for the Dragonflight mount system, it still feels like they've done a better job in the original, and we're still...
No, they actually screwed this up too. It's really crazy, huh? Blizzard can't even copy their homework right, which is...
They really did.
Yeah.
They really fucked it up.
True.
I played through Dragonflight, and Dragonflight's abilities.
My condolence.
They're fucking
Yeah.
Fuck.
Wait, what? You can actually flashbang him,
God,
dude. What?
fuck you.
God
That's
damn it, you
crazy.
motherfucker. What was I saying? Fuck, you
know what?
fucking
Streaming actually
MIB
does sound like
mind
quite
wiped me
fun.
there. You motherfucker.
He actually makes me want
Oh
to stream.
fuck, I can't remember. You dick. You fucking bastard.
Absolutely insane thing to say. It
But
was a
it's true.
perfect
We're
timing.
currently only level 10. God damn it, Guild Wars 2. Why can't you just let me hate you like an MMO player normally hates everything they play? Haven't you taken enough from me? Alright, fine. I'll admit that the hybrid tab targeting system feels good and immersive to play with. I'll begrudgingly accept that this little ability bar isn't overcomplicated or oversimplified. All while
No, it's not overcomplicated at all. The problem is you're getting your abilities way too fast, and also you have weapon switching, which essentially...
You get your abilities way too fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not even, like, we can't do it.
I think
No way.
it's a catch.
It's not debatable.
I think you need to get your abilities fast because there's so few of them. The range of abilities that have...
No, again, maybe WoW brain, maybe this is just a me thing. Personally, I love the fact that in Classic, you play with like 1 or 2 abilities for the first 2 hours of the game, and you slowly getting more and more abilities, and then you unlock the talent system at level 10, and suddenly a whole new world just opens up before you. I love that. But maybe that's just me. Some people may see it as being like too slow, which I can completely understand. But I think it's perfect.
happens is when you start getting into the later expansions. But the problem is, if they gave you your abilities too slow, you would spend too many levels with just your auto attack and maybe 1 ability.
I don't care. I love that. It really gives you like 4 more abilities to play with. And it kind of happens really, really fast.
I'm gonna change
but
categories.
it's just the nature of Guild Wars 2. You get used to it someday. Like someday.
You have to.
Why the hell did I sound like that? Someday you actually get used to that. But I can understand why people are confused. You are getting the abilities a bit too fast.
It keeps the
think you have
character's
to.
class abilities in line with the in-game lore. But do they really have to make things straightforward enough that some new player who's never played an MMO before can stumble into this game and enjoy themselves? And that they could probably do this without looking up a single guide online. Won't you consider the suffering this causes a veteran player like me? How am I, as a salty old player, supposed to gatekeep this experience when even the A and D keys are bound to strafing instead of keyboard turning by default? How am I Oh, thank God. Something to bitch about. There's an in-game store. This game is pay to win. Absolutely disgusting. I have never, in my life, seen a cat.
I got death threats for this. I got death threats for this part.
Man, you know, Guild Wars 2 community is actually super sensitive about the cash shop. They are, man. It's just funny to see. Oh, no.
Mediocre? God damn it, who am I kidding? There's much worse out there. Keep in mind, this doesn't make the second.
And also, you need to remember that this game isn't subscription-based. You pay 1 time and that's it. Like, having a cash shop in such a game, in my opinion, is okay. Depends on what the cash shop contains. Now,
It's only okay because the pay to win in Guild Wars 2 is so minor that it doesn't really match that much. The real pay to win that happens in Guild Wars 2 is all the fucking skins. It's it's the way people dress up their characters. It truly is the Fashion Wars 2 of gaming.
yeah, He's right
and
about
that. To me is pure pay to win because that's all that matters to Guild Wars 2 players.
Damn.
Now, Guild
That's a
Wars
base
2 cash
station.
up
Looking
is
better
I
than
learned that
anyone
as I
didn't have
progressed through the game.
anything
I didn't know it at the
too
time.
out of the ordinary, but again, I'm not that familiar with the game, so
Yeah.
you guys can tell me more on that. For me, like I can only speak, for myself. It doesn't really bother me, but I'm usually against cash ups, like in every single game. But since Guild Wars 2 isn't subscription based, you just play the game, you just buy it once and that's it. You play it forever.
But Guild Wars 2 pay to win is only in fashion. It's not, but it's the other stuff so minor. The way I define pay to win is if you can win back your time from the game by paying something to them, that's pay to win, right?
He's basically saying that pay for convenience is pay to win, which is something I literally say in every single video about Eastern MMOs. He's 100% right about that.
You get an XP booster. One guy's going to spend 5 hours doing something and you're going to spend 4 hours. You won back
Absolutely.
1 hour of your time versus the guy who didn't.
True. And it also incentivizes the developers to do more bad practices by implementing systems in a bad way because they can just sell you the solutions.
Right. I have a very stringent and strict reasoning behind pay to win, but the idea of pay to win in Guild Wars 2 is so minor in comparison to everything else that it doesn't feel like it's even there in the modern day of gaming.
True.
That's why.
This is okay. This is okay with me.
Acceptable in my opinion, but it could be
Real
much
pay to win is
worse.
the
The
bank
biggest thing
storage.
to
True.
complain about here is probably the utility and upgrade tabs.
From what I can tell, the utility and upgrade tabs are all about creating a... Listen to that disgusting switch in audio. Fuck, I've got to fix that.
Problem to sell a solution. With the old pay for convenience line attached to it. You know how it goes. Extra bag space, bank tabs, crafting shortcuts, that kind of stuff.
Now, all of that stuff,
You can pay for crafting. Okay, that's kind of bad. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
I expected, but then it takes a little bit of a darker turn.
Extra character slots, waypoint unlocks, the fact that gold doesn't
what?
just...
A little bit of a darker turn.
Extra character slots,
People told me you can't do this anymore. Is that true? I'm not really sure.
You can, oh my god, account jumpstart. You can actually pay for that?
there
Okay,
you go.
that's a bit disgusting. I
There
gotta
you go.
admit, like waypoint.
Yeah,
unlock?
there you go. Now
That's
you're
kinda
seeing it.
wild.
point unlocks,
Yeah.
the fact that gold doesn't just convert to gems, but gems also convert to gold, that is pretty low.
that-
But
I
again,
knew about that.
admittedly,
That's
it's
kinda
surprising
bad.
it's not worse considering
I love how everyone who sent me death threats skipped over this part where I said, admittedly, in comparison to everything else, it's not that bad.
the
Yeah,
developer
nobody cares. Everybody rage, and I had so many comments that literally so obviously just paused the video while I was mid through speaking and just typed an angry mad comment and just continued the video after that and just corrected himself. It's so funny. I have so many of those.
and publisher of this game. But at least there's a solution to this as a first-time player. You see, I don't care about being the best, most well-kitted out Guild Wars 2 player. I don't care about high performance. I'm just here for an experience. So with this one magic spell, we can get rid of all these problems. Now let's get back to our adventure.
doesn't matter.
So after dicking about in the Mad Max Thunderdome for a while, things at this point become just a little bit formulaic. We do our quests, we level up, we get thrown into some story-based instance stuff. We're just kind of muddling around in... What the hell is that? Hold on one sec. Oh, so it's like a point of interest discovery.
By the way, I've lost enough weight that I can no longer wear those pants.
That's good.
Proud of myself for that. I
Mad
put those
respect.
pants on, they shoot down to around my ankles. I have to use belts now.
Map
This,
thingy.
damn.
Anyway,
I know exactly what he's talking about. I lost 20 kg. It's crazy, right? I lost literally 20 kilos in the time span of like 3 months. It was insane. It is what it is. You can go back to my older videos and see how puffy and chubby my face were. It's crazy. Go watch my Elden Ring videos. I believe there it's like the most like obvious.
as I was saying, we're kind of What the hell is that? One second.
Now is the best time to upload a new Guild Wars 2 video. I know! But guess what? I'm going to spend a fucking month making the next Guild Wars 2 video because my Dune video got deleted off this fucking shitty hard drive that died when my roof collapsed.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
missing this. Whew.
Dude, that's gotta
that
be
was
the worst
fun.
feeling. That's gotta be the worst feeling in the entire world. Just working so hard on a video and the hard drive just dies on you. That's crazy. Oh my god, I can't even... I would have cried. Like, honestly, I would have bawled my eyes out.
What was I saying? At this point, I can't even remember. And that seems to be the thing with Guild Wars 2.
Dude,
There's a
that's
ton
so-
of content.
That is so fact. It's crazy. You're so distracted by something that just randomly happens next to you. It's incredible. I mean, this is just goes to show how good the game is, and like keeping you constantly hooked, right? And it doesn't do it in a forcible way. It doesn't force itself on you. It doesn't tell you like, oh, you need to do this daily thing or it's gone forever.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking tired of seeing dailies.
Yeah, everyone
It's been years
A turtle has made
since
it
I
to
did
the
a
water.
daily quest in WoW.
Yeah.
And I still have PTSD from that.
You know.
Fuck,
So
Dune game was a massive disappointment. I think it was
So
good.
do I.
I like Dune. The thing is, it just wasn't an MMO.
No.
But it marketed itself as that, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah. And that's the same mistake that Ashes is doing right now. No. It's just fun. Something pops up, you look at it, and oh, this looks pretty good. It's gonna meet the same fate. With other people, always.
I remember back in the day when the Firelands expansion released. It was during exams in school. I woke up every morning at 3. I've never been more motivated in my life to have woken up and done daily quests non-fucking stop for the Firelands expansion, the pre-patch expansion.
That's crazy.
And once it was over, I realized that studying for all my exams was less excruciating and less time consuming than doing those dailies.
It's that post-nut
Wasn't
clarity.
worth it.
And it is always fun. Like, that is just great.
World events, jumping puzzles with rewards, open-ended quests with a lot more to experience, even at these lower levels. Getting sidetracked feels almost mandatory as you level up. Guild Wars 2 has somehow struck a good balance between the story-based quests and helping us explore the world through side quests and whatever else we want to do. And that's one of the hidden hallmarks of a great MMO. You're just not able to help yourself, and you need to know what that thing you saw was in the distance, or the game giving you every opportunity to be involved in some dynamic world event. Now combine that with Guild Wars 2's fever dream-like graphics, and it's like being the world's worst ADHD patient on peyote. By the time I had regained my grip on my focus, I was level 20, looking for a dad I once lost in an orphanage-shaped daycare all those years ago. After finding him, I realized why he may have abandoned us. Look, I'm no expert in genetics, but we're a little bit on the light side for that to be our dad. But either way, he decides to accept us
I love that joke.
You missed the only
real son under the condition that we free him from prison and get revenge on his old gang for him, so that's exactly what we do. What's notable about this questline though is that the game gave us the option to keep him in prison. What's impressive here is that the MSQ is based all on the one backstory I chose way back in the character creator. Eventually though, we pay our father's bail, find the feral cats that he had been hanging out with and sterilize them away from life, resolve the story for now, and are back to adventuring out in the open world. Now I had come into this game without reading a single guide or watching a single video. The only thing I had done was make a post on Reddit, and that convinced me that interacting with people was a bad idea. But through witnessing my sheer unbridled stupidity, I had someone who's been playing this game since the birth of our current universe expose me to both the likely origin of the no-no flu that gets you shadow banned for mentioning it, and eventually the first dungeon I had been looking for. Now this has been a long trip,
I still need to do a dungeon.
Not an unenjoyable one. I wish I could have stuck.
Do a dungeon. Oh my god, it's so important to do a fucking dungeon when you're leveling up, because it's got the best pieces of the story content are actually hidden in the fucking dungeons.
He's absolutely right, and at this point I already have, and yeah, it's a dead piece of content, but it's a damn good one.
It's it's such a bad decision. The best parts of the story, the best components that make you care about characters like fucking Air and Ritlock and all of that is locked away in the dungeons.
Crazy. It used
so
to be relevant as
to
far as
my
I
original
understand.
goal and been a salty little baby about this game. Maybe make a spicy thumbnail for this video, rake in those clickbait
By the way, his sword is dope. I don't know which one. It looks familiar. I don't know why.
rage views saying this game is terrible, but I can't do it. Guild Wars 2 is not without its problems, but it is still an incredible MMO. It took me by surprise how well loved this game is by its players and community at large. This entire MMORPG can be summarized in the words, they didn't have to, but they did. The devs didn't have to make mounts with accelerations instead of flat speeds, but they did. They didn't have to voice act out the main character storyline with what must have been a...
By the way, I just want to make something really clear. I understand all of his jokes here, and the reason I don't respond to some of them is because I'm afraid to get like banned by YouTube. The landscape right now is so shaky. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, and I'm not looking to get out, Chief. Like that's why. But just for your information, I saw that joke there, even though it was for a split second. I saw that image. I want to make this absolutely clear. I haven't missed a damn thing.
Shit ton of lines for some voice actors, but they did. They didn't have to put in all this extra effort into making the combat system world.
You know, I never thought I'd say this. I kind of miss the theater kid cutscenes where it's just your character talking to someone else, because you can just skip through dialogue you don't give a fuck about. So if you're replaying the experience or you're trying to go through something, you don't have to wait around waiting for the same voice lines you've heard before.
True.
I kind of miss them.
Story, quests, or scenery, and could have just gone with your stock standard MMO approach and ended up with a perfectly fine MMO, but they did. And
no, not really. I think what makes Guild Wars 2 so good is the fact that they're so different. I mean, from other MMOs, right? Because you already have...
That's my point, though.
Yeah.
It's so different because they didn't have to do all these extra things. They could have done exactly what every other MMO did and been fine. But it's the fact that they put in all these little details that made it so different. Also, no timing was good. Yes, I agree with you on that one.
Have all of these MMOs, and right now we're witnessing each and every MMO that came out in the recent years have crumbled. Like, nothing succeeded. Nothing stood...
Because there's no extra effort put into all the tiny little details that tie the world together, that add to the things that make it weird, that give it unique flavor and story to it. I agree with him, but he's missing my point.
Test of time, and recently we've seen it with New World. It's just completely garbage. It's dead. And, I mean, but the point he's making the video, the game was still out and alive, but nowadays we know what happened. And this is really the thing. Guild Wars 2 is Guild Wars 2. You can never take it you can never take that. For bad or like for worse or, you know, good. I don't know, I kind of messed up the sentence there. Guild Wars 2 is still the same. And it's a very good thing that you guys have one game that you can always rely on. And that includes myself. You've welcomed me as a garbage WoW player that just made like one or two Guild Wars 2 videos.
That's really funny.
You have?
On my second account in WoW, when I was leveling a character, I think I must have leveled 3 different characters. And I forgot the V button existed. I forgot that you could dodge. And multiple times I got hit when I was in like group content. And what's really, really funny is more than once in the party, someone would be like, "You came from WoW, didn't you?" They knew. They fucking knew.
They could tell. And you actually took me inside your world. And I appreciate you guys so much for that too. Because I'm starting to discover a game that I really enjoy. Because back in the day when I first tried it, I couldn't appreciate it for what it was. I tried to force my mentality of playing World of Warcraft onto Guild Wars 2. And that didn't work. That's why I ended up quitting after 2 months of playing. But nowadays, that's not the case. I'm way more chill. I'm doing things my own way and at my own pace. And suddenly, 10 times better. And it is also
just
10 times more enjoyable.
That's what makes Guild Wars 2 feel so special. Now, this might be crazy to say. It almost feels like this game was made by people who not just like, but maybe even love the MMO genre. But maybe that's just early onset schizophrenia from being flashbanged by the Mesmer's abilities one too many times. If somehow, like me, you still haven't played Guild Wars 2 at this point and just want a bullet point list of the good versus the bad, then here it is. Starting with the bad. Guild Wars 2 throws a lot of complex systems at you, which can be overwhelming at times. There's a lot of complexity in this game, and it's easy to miss something important, like the fact that you can upgrade your gear, or that you have to equip your specialization to your character before you can gain its benefit. This feeling of being overwhelmed also carries over to the way things look, and sometimes there's a lot of visual clutter to deal with. Some abilities are blinding or distracting to the point that you're not quite sure.
Personally, I didn't feel that. Maybe it's because I'm playing a Guardian or something, but I thought animations were fine.
Yeah, if you've missed something important or not. There's a pay-to-win shop, and no, on this channel, we don't pussy out and use weasel words like pay for convenience. It's all the same thing.
Pay for convenience is pay to win. I will always say that. But this is kind of a Western MMO thing.
My brother!
I know that Eastern MMO gamers don't see pay for convenience as pay to win. I do. Like, I think most Western MMORPG players will consider pay for convenience, pay to win.
And at the end of the day, it's there to get you to spend more money. None of that really matters as you're leveling up your character, but that's something to keep in mind if you plan to stick with this game all the way to max level. And finally, there are some bugs, strange error messages, and issues with the game, but nothing so far that has been game-breaking or made me have an uninstall moment. Moving on to the good, and there's a lot of good, so I'm just going to stick to the main points. Guild Wars 2 base game is free to play, making it far more enjoyable knowing I could stop at
Man, the audio jumps are so bad, they're driving me insane.
any point in time, and my anorexic
Crazy.
bank account isn't going to get any thinner. There are no negative pressures here compelling me to play the game if I don't want to. This is also
And that's probably the major appeal
Yes.
of this game for me right
And this is exactly why Guild Wars 2 is going to outlast WoW.
now, because I had enough. Well, to be fair, the reason is also because Blizzard is too busy drinking some certain milk type that I won't specify here, and also they're too busy cube crawling than actually work on the video game and make it better. But yeah, Guild Wars 2 would 100% outlast WoW. That's why they're recycling the same thing over and over again. They literally cannot create anything new. Of all of the dailies and all of this trash and all of the pop-ups, like, I truly had enough. And I'm glad Guild Wars 2 is just a game I can log in, do whatever the hell I want to do currently. I set a goal for the day, and that's it. Like, I love that. And I said this before, and I'll say this again. Whenever a game forces you to log in every single day to do some arbitrary task, it may seem like it...
There's one arbitrary task. There's one arbitrary task that Guild Wars 2 has.
Really? I don't know about that. That's interesting.
Just one.
Don't
Can you
say
guess
it.
what it is?
What is that, actually? That's interesting. He's gonna say some meme shit. Probably.
It's the daily login bonus. It's the
Okay,
Wizard
no,
Vault.
It's not meme.
That's it.
Yeah, he's right about
Log in,
that.
click a button, and leave. If you really feel like it.
Is it really that important?
More than anything else.
I
that's
don't know what it
feels like.
does.
Everything
just
else
collect
feels
it.
like, I can do this later.
Yeah, I
It's
just
beneficial
collect
for you to do this short term, but for longevity, it is the worst decision that one can ever make, because
Yes.
all of these games that implement these sort of systems are now dead.
And the Mystic Coin.
Like WoW,
Yeah, but I couldn't
is
give a
dead.
fuck about the Mystic
Nobody's
Coin.
playing WoW. The only reason WoW is still alive is because of Classic. Way more
Agree.
people are playing Classic because
Agree.
this is what used to be good.
Yes.
And nowadays, retail is trash. Nobody even talks about the game anymore. It's just the way.
Again, WoW Classic made the game feel like it mattered, because when you played the game, you grinded out some amount of whatever the fuck you were doing, and you would come back later, and all that grinding still mattered.
It
The
relevant.
second
Yeah,
that
it
they
kept
release
relevant.
an expansion in WoW, every single piece of
It's
grinding you did in the previous expansion is completely invalidated. I know this
Absolutely.
because I completely skipped the Mists of Pandaria expansion, and I came back later, and guess what? It didn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
It didn't matter one single fucking bit.
you missed the pandas, which were obviously crucial to the lore. Like, what are you talking about, man? You're never gonna recoup from that. Shame on you. You actually missed... Oh god, I can't do this. Why did they add pandas, man? Like, why did they do
That's
that?
it. Like, only addicts are
Didn't do
still
anything.
playing this game for some reason. Well, I guess they're addicts, but I don't know why, to be honest. But sure, one day they would realize their wrongdoings and they will stop as well. So I think for long term, what Guild Wars is doing is way better, because whenever
Yes.
a new expansion comes out, I believe that 80%.
And here's the really funny part about that. WoW would love to copy the way Guild Wars 2 has designed their game, but the fundamental basis of WoW's design means that they cannot do that. They cannot make that change.
No, but they can do it in a fun way, like Final Fantasy XIV has. I mean, it can be good. You can make the players experience the old parts of the content in a meaningful way. Yes, it loses some of the charm, granted. It's just nature of the beast. But you can do it. Like, you can pull this off. But Blizzard just doesn't want to invest all of those resources into, like, doing that and actually developing a system that is good for longevity, because they currently care about the next quarterly earning session. That's it.
They
don't
fuck
see the
things up
future.
so bad that they can't even copy Guild Wars 2's homework at this point.
Of the people who are playing the game will purchase it, and more people will come into the game eventually. Now, again, I think the game isn't more popular simply because it's horizontal.
But if you do not want to do the old stuff, why should you have to do it? It's not about whether you feel like doing it or not. It's about the fact that the players who did do the old stuff have all their stuff invalidated immediately upon the next expansion.
Absolutely.
So if you skipped it, it doesn't matter. But for someone else who went through all that grind,
He
went
actually
through all
gets
of that
something
shit,
out of that.
who developed their character, who did all this stuff, who got attached to what they were doing, who did something that felt like an incredible achievement. Next expansion comes out, doesn't fucking matter.
True.
Think about it this way. How fucking awesome would you have known someone to be in the Burning Crusade expansion if they were playing a rogue or a warrior and you saw them with 2 Warglaives of Azeroth?
Absolutely.
You know that guy was the fucking man.
Yeah. Or you see someone in Classic with full Nex gear just starting in Hellfire Peninsula. Like, that was dope. Like, 100%, that would have been dope.
But by Cataclysm? Did that matter?
Nope.
Did any of the effort and energy they went through, did that have any impact on the gameplay of the current game at all? No. Hunter with Warglaives is the best. Absolutely, I agree. Running around wing clipping people and doing nothing else. But then you're done with the game. Why bother doing anything if there's no reason to get it? Exactly. But that's exactly the point. You're done with the game. You're like, I'm not going to bother doing this. You could play Guild Wars 2 tomorrow, do something, come back a year later,
and
it still
relevant.
Feels like you got something out of what you did previously.
True.
Nature, I think most gamers
That is
are
the strongest
vertical
point.
Andes, and that's fine. I'm glad that Guild Wars 2 is the way that it is. That's what I was trying to say. That's basically pretty much it.
A very detailed game with a lot of love and time put into it, and that becomes very obvious the more you play it. Everything from the story to the world design itself feels on point. Nothing about this experience.
I take that back. I take that back about the story. This was the first impression. I hadn't hit Zlatan yet.
Experience is mismatched. Combat is simple to learn but has a high skill ceiling depending on what character class you pick up. But more than that, the higher your level goes, the more the flow of combat feels impactful. Initially, I told you that at the lower levels it doesn't really matter what buttons you push. But as you level up, the world around you begins to become a threat, much like aging in real life. And if you're not paying attention to your health bar, you'll find yourself squirming around on the floor, trying to bandage yourself up before you get Bill Cosby'd. And even at low levels, I can tell that the lore of this game appears to be coherent, consistent, and integrated into the gameplay itself. This is the kind of MMO story that makes you care about what you're doing. You're not just running out into the wilderness, killing 10 bears to collect 10 bear asses at a drop rate of 10%. You're protecting a farmer's livelihood by killing the bandits that would have otherwise stole all of his cattle. You're negotiating a peace treaty between two.
And you get to experience all of this in sort of a...
This is where it started. I saw this character and I'm like, God damn, non bitches have something going for them.
real time too, and it's a very dynamic system.
He's right.
But I take back that part about caring about the story. They shouldn't have put Bray more.
That they decided to build their house on top of. All in all, I'd say that even now, in 2023, Guild Wars 2 is worth your time. The short answer here is that this isn't just a game trying to suck you into some mindless grindfest, but a fantasy world and a story to experience. I can tell you right now that even after I'm done with this first impression, whenever I've got a spare moment, I'm likely going to pick up this game again. But it looks like our Wrangler is finally back and ready to take us into the dungeon. So let's pop this Guild Wars 2 dungeon cherry and finish this first impression the right way. All right. Well, it's a little dark in here, but not too bad. Sarcophaguses. Looks like this one has a burial and undead theme to it. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised with how many ghosts we've been killing. Oh, look at that. We've even got an NPC to guide us through our first dungeon. How considerate. First, we deal with a little bit of combat with some more dangerous than regular mobs, but nothing we can't handle. We find a key and, all right.
People think that people thought I set this up, and this is actually what happened on the stream. People went back and linked the moment in the stream that this kept on happening. And my headcanon about this is I got a guy who kept messaging me and asking me a bunch of questions about that error message and what the fuck happened to me. And he found the moment in the stream, and suspiciously after this happened, there was a patch in Guild Wars 2, and I've never seen that error message again.
Here we go. Big door opening. This is the moment.
That's interesting.
This is
I never had any
interesting. What the hell?
God.
Okay, I'm sure that error message was just a one-time thing. We'll just walk back in there and...
Oh, come on. Actually experienced
Fuck this game. How dare they take me on this emotional roller coaster just to kick me out of the first dungeon multiple times? These bastards made me care about my character's story. They went and reminded me of why I love MMORPGs in the first place. They made me have fun, god damn it. Now, as a viewer, you might not understand why I'm so mad, but I'm supposed to remain objective, soulless, and uncaring. And Guild Wars 2 just had to ruin that for me. I spit on you, Guild Wars 2. This game is terrible. IGN, 0 out of 10. Don't play it. You know what? I'm logging out of this bullshit right now.
I remember this room. This room is right next to my bedroom. And my wife used to walk into this room every now and then because I did videos in the middle of the night because that's the only time I had to do anything.
That's
and
commitment.
she would get so fucking mad at me for being on the side of the house and waking up. This was before we had a kid. So now I can't do this at all because I'll wake my kid up. That's why I moved my office to the entire other side of the house. That's why I stream under a shitty tin roof in this now, because if I was in this room doing the same shit, holy fuck, the rage my wife would feel.
And I'm
That's
never
actually the
coming
smart
back.
decision.
I am
Just
never
one more
touching
quest,
this
though.
terrible, awful, unplayable mess ever again. What the hell is that?
Yep.
One
Yep.
eternity later.
This is when AI was still shitty and they couldn't do the filters properly.
Yep. You can tell.
What year is it?
The
Oh,
reference.
God.
The Jumanji reference.
As
Okay.
always, big thank to all my subscribers, both old and new.
Yep.
And a special thank to those members
this
of Big First Impression, who this time around
Insane. Yeah, that seemed to be the end of the video. This was
Yep.
such a phenomenal video. I enjoyed this one a lot. Thank you so much for the dude who
You will
recommended
be
this to me.
entertained by your wife
It is
occasionally strangling you on stream. Yes, but I'm trying my best to not get divorced, Ravenstein. That's what I'm trying to do here, is not get divorced and never see my kid again.
actually fantastic. And yeah, I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you guys can give him a like and watch it for yourself. It's so damn good. Oh man, it kind of sucks that he stopped uploading. I would have checked more of his stuff.
Oh, don't worry, it's
but
coming
yeah,
back
I mean,
next
yeah,
year.
that's absolutely
good.
right about
Don't you
everything
fucking
he
worry.
said.
The Dune video curse has been lifted. It's back onto Guild Wars 2 and other MMOs.
Great.
Like, this
Can't look
game
forward for
is
that.
so good, and right
Incredible.
now I'm so happy that I get to experience it all over again. I spend all of my day just completely running through the zones and doing all the stuff, and it's just fun for me, man. Like, it's fun for me. I am saving the story, though, until I cover some more ground.
I understand. He's saving his virginity of the story for some time special. I get it.
But, wow, it's incredible. I enjoyed this video a ton.
It was a great video.
Not bad. Not bad.
It was a great video.
Well done.
Damn,
I'm
he
gonna
liked
be
it.
interested to see what his opinions
he
are in the
subbed.
future.
That's
I'm definitely
crazy.
going to be watching some of his videos off stream.
Damn.
Pretty based opinions. He misnamed his channel. It should be named Based Apple, not GeneralApple. That's a misname, but you know, we all fuck up.
That makes me so happy that he said that. That's crazy. He actually enjoyed the reaction. Dude, I watched the reaction like secondhand, and it's so cringe watching me just, I don't know, blabbering about. It's so weird. I'm probably gonna look at this video in the future and, you know, cringe just the same. But at the end of the day, I'm so glad that he liked it, because we agree on 90% of the stuff. Maybe like one thing we weren't really that, like, on the same level, I'm sure. But for the most part, we were thinking exactly the same thing. Clearly, we have the same humor as well, which is amazing, just to boot. Like, that's great. Let's see if he...
I mean, I
has
named my
one more
channel
thing to say.
fucking Rose. What do you expect? What am I going to say about that? Right.
Okay, yeah. Seemed to be the end of it. Damn, that was great. That was dope. I enjoyed that, man. If for some reason he actually finds this video as well, just so you know, please upload more content, brother. Like, this is fire. I adore this type of humor, and I do really think that we need more of it. It's just excellent. Even the comments in his chat, like, I wasn't offended at all. It was just hilarious. I love seeing stuff like this. But yeah, it is what it is, man. It's just hilarious. I love that. I enjoyed that thoroughly. Thank you so much for the guy who actually recommended me watching this. Like, this was great. I love that.